Alright, so welcome to part 2 of this UKG building this cheeky two-stepper template, and this time we're looking at the bassline, or basslines technically, which is why I've coloured the two differently so you can see what's going on with each and or here. And I just want to go over why these work together the way they do, and so you understand what we're looking at here. If we take the purple bassline, which is purely this guy right here, and the wobbler, which is this here. You notice there's a bunch of notes that don't even trigger at this point, which is fine. It's exactly what we want. The two work together to give a call and response. So I want to highlight how we have used sort of the call and response, that classic one sound responds with another one, but we've done it in really quick, plucky format here. So for example, we have this note that triggers right on the bar, and then we've got these notes swung in with the same kind of feel that we've got with the rest of the drums as well. So we end up with that whom and then da 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 response. Because all we've got is that note playing here, and then but across each bar, we have a different kind of play going on. In most cases, you've got the odd note here where I've swung it to meet in with the others, but it's sitting on the grid. Whereas the plucky one, I've got that kind of off the grid swinging with the ands. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, make sure you watch the drums tutorial first, which explains the whole swing and groove profile that we're sitting in here. So that's what we're doing here. We're having that call and response, and we're kind of sticking with the lower bass tone, having that kind of getting the first word and then being spoken back to by the pluckier bass, then the pluckier bass taking over, then response back from the lower bass, which actually starts further back, and then a proper back and forth on bar 4. And it all comes together with a real like back and forth conversation that swings in and has its own groove, right? It's really, really groovy, like everything else in this genre. Today's video is sponsored by DistroKid. They let me get my music out to all of the major distributors, and they do that at a price an independent artist can easily afford. If you're ready to get your music or beats out there and want to release an unlimited amount of music each year, check the link in the description below for a discount off of your first year of unlimited distribution with DistroKid. What we're trying to do here is basically build out a conversation between the two sounds, but not have it so they're so vastly different that they're clearly not bass tones. And like I mentioned with the groove, we've got this swung to about 70 on the 16ths in terms of the 130 BPM, so that when we bring our drums into play as well, we've got everything sitting in the groove with it. So let's say we want to work in F sharp minor, by far one of my favorite keys to work in. What I'd probably do is just start with the lower tone and just straight off on like an F sharp, like so, something like that. And then have a response with the slightly higher pitched up bass, where we could do something like maybe like a double C sharp, drop it down to B2 there, pause up into like D3. Maybe one note back off here on the C3. Problem is that seems super rigid, right? We need to make sure we've got the similar swing and vibe to the rest of the track. So we're on our 16th note and our swing was about 70%. That should swing those notes like so for us. Then maybe on the wobbler we could have a little something that just helps it bring into the next note. So maybe on the and here, And then as we go into the next bar, we want another call and response. So perhaps we even like start this on a lower note. And maybe this time we can bring this down. So go. But we definitely want a different response in this case. So maybe we bring that forward and so there's a really simple way that we could build that and then just keep evolving it from there. Let's just check this with the drums in and see how that is now fitting. And that really is like where you would start out from. You'd get that basic vibe and then just keep adjusting it and tweaking it until eventually you end up with something a lot more complex. And like I said, a lot of these red notes here, because of the way they overlap and the way the synth is programmed, most of the notes don't even play. So they're mostly highlighting, but you can see, but by me leaving these in, you can see how I've experimented with what we were doing and what it's come out to be in the end. So. That's something we haven't experimented with in our new one yet, and that's maybe having these notes drop down and follow into the new tone as well. So we could do something like that. It's kind of cool. What I've also done is I've got some reinforced ones that go really low in my particular melody. So we've dropped them down like a whole octave, like so. So we could actually bump this up a whole octave. You can just do that with Shift Command Option. And you've got a big old space between them. You can also do other things like invite the lower bass tone up here for a response. To end up doing something like this. That's kind of nice there. Yeah, into that swung note. Real trick to it is making sure you've got a nice simple call and response that is enjoyable to the ear, because if we did all these with the same notes it would become kind of dull and redundant, and making use of that swing, like having these in between the notes. That note there makes that call and response work. This note here makes the call and response work. If we were to mute those notes out, to mute these guys out, those swung notes, we take our drums away, it's going to sound weird. If we get our swung notes back in, they are the whole vibe that helps bring the whole thing together, especially with the groovy drums in.